We're here to give you a fast shortcut into the research you need to know about,
And today, we're plunging into the 2025 AI Index Report.
which signals, it's a pretty definitive structural end to the academic age of AI.
It really is. Our mission today is to figure out why and what that means.
Okay, so let's just jump right in and unpack this with the core finding.
Yeah.
The big number.
Yeah.
In 2024, nearly 90% of significant AI models came from private industry.
90%. And you have to remember, just 1 year before, in 2023, that number was 60%.
That's a massive jump. It's not subtle at all.
No, it's a declaration. It's saying AI development is now a capital-intensive, a heavy industry.
And the garage inventor is, well, a thing of the past.
Completely. And if you connect that to the bigger picture, it's all about resources. The report shows that in the U.S., private investment was over 130 times what the government spent on public AI contracts.
130 times.
When a funding gap is that astronomical, capital dictates everything. The pace, and more importantly, the direction of the research.
So what's driving this? And physically, why can't academic budgets compete anymore?
It's all about compute power. It just comes down to that.
The demand for training compute for these, state-of-the-art models, it's doubling every 5 months.
Every 5 months. That's 4 to 5 times faster than Moore's Law. It's just a blistering pace.
So imagine you're a university. You'd have to buy a whole new supercomputer every single semester.
You just can't. It's impossible to keep up with that kind of hardware depreciation.
Right.
And it's not just the hardware cost. That speed trap creates these huge infrastructural needs. Think about the energy.
The energy cost.
Exactly. Training power consumption is doubling every year. So you see these tech giants making deals for enormous amounts of power. Some are even investing in nuclear.
This isn't a university building a new server farm.
No, this is like a utility company building a whole new power plant, but just for AI.
Okay, but this is where it gets really interesting for me because there's this huge economic paradox happening.
Yes, this is the critical part to understand the market.
So on one hand, the cost to train the models is just inflating like crazy, making it super exclusive.
Right. But on the other hand, the cost to actually use the AI, what's called inference, is plummeting.
And inference is, just for anyone who doesn't know, it's the cost of actually running the model to get an answer, right? Like asking an LLM a question.
That's it. And in just 18 months, between 2022 and 2024, that cost for a GPT 3.5 level model dropped by over 280 times.
280 times. That's an insane drop.
It is. And it's what enabled this massive market adoption. 78% of organizations were using AI in 2024.
But it locks everyone into what you called a rental economy.
A rental economy. You rely entirely on these big tech companies' APIs because building your own is just prohibitively expensive.
But renting theirs is almost impossibly cheap.
Exactly, which means academia's role has had to fundamentally shift.
They can't build the frontier models anymore.
They can't, so they've gone from being the architects to being the auditors.
So they're using those public APIs to test and verify the models.
And identify biases, look for safety flaws. They're basically reviewing the work of these private black box models.
And by black box, we mean we don't know the code, we don't know the training data, it's all a proprietary secret.
That's right. But we have to highlight the good here, too. The massive positive impact AI is having on science.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, we saw powerful proof of this last year. The 2024 Nobel Prizes in both physics and chemistry went to work that was directly underpinned by AI tools.
Like AlphaFold.
Especially AlphaFold. It shows that AI has moved past being just a computing curiosity. It's now a core scientific instrument. It accelerates discovery.
So let's bring this all together. What does this all mean for you listening?
Well, it means the control over the very tools that generate new knowledge is now concentrated.
Whether it's predicting how a protein will fold or just answering a complex question.
It's all in a few private hands.
And that leaves us with a really important final thought, a provocation for you to think about.
Yeah, it raises this question for all of us. If the foundational tools of science become proprietary and non-verifiable secrets,
where you have to rely on commercial companies for access and for auditing,
then how do we make sure that scientific progress stays aligned with the public interest?
and not just commercial interests?
That's the challenge. That's the structural challenge of this new industrial AI era.